The concept of tea is pretty simple. Really all you need are some leaves and some water and a vessel to brew it in. But when you think about that simplicity, there's actually a lot that goes into that. I wasn't always curating my tea experience. I think I didn't really start focusing in on customizing what I'm doing until I was probably home on maternity leave with one of my children, and I was home. I wasn't used to staying home all day, and I was getting restless, and I realized I drink a lot of tea. I want to focus more on the experience. And it also gave me a creative outlet because I could express myself through the types of tea I was drinking. I actually started blogging about tea because I was like, wait, people write about this. I want to write about it too. I'm a writer, I love writing, and I can take photographs. I like to take photographs, and so it just sort of exploded into much more of a passion after that. There's a simplicity in tea that actually is connected to its complexity, but when you boil it down, it really is simple because you can have a cup of tea at home. People actually think you need special pot, special this, special that. You really don't. You're really interacting with your tea because you can play with the amount of leaves you're using, the time you're brewing it, the temperature of the water. So these are all very simple elements that make a complex experience. I don't need to Google anything. I don't need to go anywhere. I can go to the library or go to a tea shop and talk to someone, but I can also, on my own, learn as much as I want to about tea. It's not just about the beverage that you're drinking, but to really understand your tea and where it comes from. It makes more sense for me to learn about the culture that it comes from. You learn about local traditions, you learn history of the area and how they got into tea. Maybe not particularly like religious beliefs, but just cultural beliefs and spiritual beliefs that go along with the tea. Even different regions in one country may brew it differently for different reasons, and you just really get to learn a lot about different areas of the world. I've seen a lot of things called tea that I never would have considered tea, but they are all tea. There's instant teas that I've had, powdered compressed teas that you just add water to, baked goods that have tea in them, like Earl Grey cookies. There's a tea for every kind of person. I'm a very big believer in enjoy the tea that you like. It doesn't have to be, very serious fancy tea. It can be, hey, I want to go get a milk tea from the local boba place. For me, I have to think about how is my body feeling? What kind of tea do I want to enjoy today? Is it something very strongly flavored? Is it something more delicate? Is it something that's going to give me a lot of energy? Is it something that's going to relax me? I like to do it mindfully and enjoy the aroma of the particular tea. That's not to say that I do it like that all the time. When I get up in the morning, if I decide to drink tea, I'm just, throwing things together and making a big mug. I also have a lot of teaware. I collect teapots and teacups and tea bowls and everything in between. This cup, it's called a squish cup because she makes them in batches, and what she does is while the clay is still wet, she squishes them all together. And so each cup will connect with the other cups. Tea pets are sort of a fun, whimsical element that you can add to your tea sessions. Usually they're made out of porous clay. You're supposed to share your tea with them. So if you're rinsing your tea, you'll pour it over the tea pets. And if they're made of a specific type of clay, they absorb the tea, and the tea pets will either get a patina over time or change color slightly over time. This one was a gift, and I just think it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. It's like super random. I don't even know why this is a teapot, but it makes me smile every time I use it. Tea has introduced me to new people. I've met tea enthusiasts at tea meetups, or I've connected with tea shops. Culturally, I've learned so much about tea because these tea shops or tea vendors or tea enthusiasts, know a lot about one particular type of tea. And tea people love to share their knowledge. It's just, we all just love sharing tea together. Another one of my most memorable tea experiences is when I was in South Korea. I went on a tea tour with some dear friends, and we were at a tea farm. We plucked leaves, we learned how to process the tea, and we eventually drank the tea that we processed. And drinking tea that you've made yourself is a pretty amazing experience. It's humbling, but it's also just knowing in this cup of tea how much time and effort goes into it. And I didn't even put in nearly as much time and effort as most, tea pluckers, tea manufacturers, everyone, all the steps that go into making a small cup of tea. For me, tea is a special time of day when I can stop what I'm doing, stop all the thoughts that are running through my mind and just focus on the tea itself, because I don't think of a particular flavor or aroma when I think about tea. I just think about the way it makes me feel. But it's amazing to me that every person that I've met that's interested in tea has their own unique perspective, and it's just really wonderful to be able to share your knowledge with someone, learn what they have to say, and it really sort of broadens your horizons and opens your eyes to what the rest of the world is doing, and which is something really magical.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to discover more hobbies and visit notjustahobby.com to learn more.